Right now on News 410, flooding concerns. We are keeping a close eye on water levels heading into the weekend. Hear how some people are trying to protect their homes. Andrew?
Now, that flood warning has been extended into Saturday morning. We'll let you know how long these flooding concerns will last and what the weekend has in store coming up in your 4-1 forecast.
And tonight we know what happened when an elderly man crashed during rush hour on Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. What caused him to lose control? Flood warnings continue for places like Ellicott Crek, as Andrew just mentioned. This is a live look at the creek right now in Williamsville. You can see the waters are raging there. People living nearby are preparing for flooding. Rachel Monjovi will join us live with a full report in just a minute. Good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Andrew Baglini is also tracking the creek levels tonight. Is the creek rising right now, Andrew?
It has been all day, and it continues to rise, but the rising is slowing pretty quickly, and it is forecasted to start receding late tonight into early tomorrow morning. But that flood warning continues in northern Erie County for Ellicott Crek, and that has actually been extended until tomorrow morning at 7:48 a.m. right now. Initially, the warning went out until about 2:45 in the morning, so it's been extended about 5 hours. But again, it will continue to recede overnight. Now, we didn't receive much additional rainfall today. In fact, it was a mostly dry day with just a few passing sprinkles around the metro and especially north of the city. Cloudy skies out there tonight, but even though we didn't see much more rain, we had a lot of water over the past couple of days, and all of that feeding into the creeks, and that's why a lot of them are running high. But again, Ellicott Crek remains our main focus. That's the only one in flood stage right now. At last check, 8.31 feet, so about a third of a foot over flood stage at this point. The current models still have it receding overnight, back below flood stage, but still running quite high, and then closer to normal around this time tomorrow. So it won't be this lasting very long, but right now it is in minor flood stage. Here's a look at the hour-by-hour forecast. The great news here is we really don't have much to talk about. No additional rainfall heading into your Saturday. And that's great news because we really can't deal with much more water right now. Going to be a cloudy start tomorrow morning, but getting into the afternoon, we'll start to see some sunny breaks in the sky, and it will be a cool but calm day. Temperatures outside on the cooler side, 45 right now in Buffalo, 47 up toward the falls, some mid-40s in the southern tier. We'll bottom out generally upper 30s to near 40 degrees, so a chilly start to your Saturday morning, but not a bad day. Below average temperatures, low 50s, cloudy morning, clouds gradually thin for some sunshine getting into the afternoon. Now, coming up into your full forewarned forecast, we'll talk more about the creeks, how long this flood threat is lasting, and we'll talk about some more spring-like weather on the way.
Andrew, thank you. As I mentioned, we want to take you back now out to Ellicott Crek in Williamsville. That's where News 4's Rachel Monjovi joins us live with the concerns people living nearby have tonight. Rachel?
Yeah, Nalina, well, the view here tonight at Ellicott Crek is just outstanding. A lot of the people we talked to said that they've never seen water levels this high before. But water levels are expected to continue rising, and that could cause some big problems for homeowners.
We can't even believe how fast this water is running. It's crazy. We've never seen this water running like this.
I've never seen anything like this. The water's moving so fast. It's really pretty staggering.
People from all over the area are gawking at Ellicott Crek. Recent weather conditions caused water levels to rise, turning a usually calm creek into a mini Niagara Falls.
In the summertime, this is barely a trickle. A couple years ago, it was close to this, but I don't think it was as bad. It had the mist, but not quite like this. This is incredible.
Despite the breathtaking view, water levels are a big concern to many.
Most of the roads I was driving, back roads, a lot of them were flooding. It was kind of scary.
At 8 o'clock this evening, Ellicott Crek reached minor flood stage at 8.1 feet. Those living downstream saw the effects firsthand.
This wasn't here when I left for work in the morning. It looks like our backyard's getting a good washing right now. Yeah, because it looks more like a river than a backyard.
Some homes in Williamsville are dangerously close to the runoff of water. But for Williamsville father Mike Saxer, his biggest concern is making sure his family stays safe.
Our basement's at ground level, so hopefully it won't get up that far. We want to stay safe. We want to stay away from the water. We want to make sure the kids stay away from the water because it's actually deeper than you'd think and much colder than you think.
And just to reiterate what our meteorologists have been telling you, there is a flood warning in effect until tomorrow. Now, Ellicott Crek is supposed to have only minor flooding, so for many people, they'll see little to no damage at all. For now, reporting live in Williamsville tonight, Rachel Monjovi, News 4 at 10.
All right, thank you so much for that, Rachel. In Niagara County, a state of emergency is still in effect. Emergency management officials are concerned about more flooding this weekend. They began piling sandbags last night near the Lake Ontario shoreline and continue doing that today. Officials are sending about 60,000 sandbags where they are needed across Niagara County, and inmates from the jail in Niagara County help pack those bags.
We were able to start operations early today because we were able to get sand in earlier, working with our county DPW and the town Department of Public Works. They were able to get us about 20 loads of sand and about 20 tons of loads.
Niagara County Emergency Services plans to start deploying more sandbags tomorrow morning along the Lake Ontario shoreline. And we will continue to keep you updated on the water levels and conditions throughout this 10 o'clock hour. You can also find the latest forecast anytime with our Forewarn Weather app. It is free. Well, new at 10, police sources tell me a 76-year-old man is fighting for his life after he lost control of his car on Delaware Avenue around rush hour in Buffalo. I'm told he suffered a medical condition. His car darted across 4 lanes of traffic, hit light poles, and drove up the sidewalk. Amazingly, his car didn't hit any other drivers. He had to be extricated, though, and brought back to life at the scene. But he is in the hospital tonight, I'm told, in bad shape. Sadly, a small dog riding with him died in the crash. Well, they've done it before. They did it again tonight. More than 200 Western New Yorkers joined forces tonight to stand against Republican Congressman Chris Collins. They held a town hall meeting in Alexander tonight. This group discussed topics like Collins' legislative agenda and how it impacts Western New York. They also talked about health care, immigration, and education. Organizers say they tried getting Collins to come like they have in the past, reaching out to him by phone, email, and through his website, but never got a response. In previous interviews, the Congressman has said that town halls are, quote, not worth his time. A lot of attention is turning to President Donald Trump's first 100 days. During the campaign, he made a lot of promises on things like tax reform and health care, but he has not delivered on those. Today, he did take a step forward, signing an executive order to review new 2016 tax regulations, especially ones that burden American taxpayers or are too complex. President Trump also said the White House will have a big announcement on tax reform next Wednesday. Now to the latest on the future of the Buffalo Sabres. Sabres owner Terry Pegula took center stage today, responding to the decision to fire the general manager and head coach. News 4 Sports' Shannon Shepard reports Pegula doesn't normally take reporters' questions.
Yeah, Nalina, you're exactly right. We didn't even get to ask questions to Terry Pegula when the team hired Sean McDermott. So to have him hold a press conference for a firing was surprising. More surprising, he took the blame for the struggles the Sabres have had. He also defended his star player, Jack Eichel. There were rumblings that Jack wanted Dan Bylsma fired the next day. Dan Bylsma was fired. Terry called those reports, quote, fabricated. The Sabres owner also admitted he made a big mistake during the hiring process last time around.
I was not involved in the last GM coach search to a large extent, and I regret that move. Without disclosing specifics on this search, we are going to find the best candidates that we will bring into our organization to achieve our goals.
Mr. Pegula also said he doesn't have a timetable for hiring the new head coach or GM. With that being said, though, the clock is ticking. The NHL Combine 5 weeks away and the NHL Draft 2 months away. So not only does Terry need to find the right guy, but he needs to find him quickly. In the studio, Shannon Shepard, News 4 Sports.
Shannon, thank you. Still to come, a double drug bust lands one man in jail. Why the district attorney says this joint arrest saved many lives.